Hello and welcome to the finals of this pod. So this is 2 drops, 3 drops. I don't have a green, which is a little awkward, but yeah, I'll keep this on the draw. Oh wow. That's not a card I was expecting to face. It actually matches up decently well against Freeblade, and that it can block and trade. Or it can attack past. This is another blue-red deck, so it's pretty likely that my previous opponent and this opponent were sort of cannibalizing each other's cards to some extent, which could explain the Glory Chaser. It could also be that this opponent just has, a super aggressive deck, which is basically the only place Glory Chaser really works. Yeah, I think here it's just Force Mage, Bash for 4. Like, 3/3 is going to stand really tall on this board. Right? So, then I have any number of plays next turn. If I draw a land, I have bonds, 2 drops, all kind of options. I assume they're going to vial one of these guys? A Void Maid's a Freeblade. Okay. That's fine. That happens. And I can't block there, so I'll take 4. Okay. Huh. So the question is, am I attacking this turn? I don't really think I am. What is he going to make not block? Yeah, probably the Freeblade. No. Because I'm looking to play Freeblade and Cleric here. Maybe I should hold Cleric for another turn. Yeah, I'll probably play Freeblade and Wolf here, with the option of a double block on either of these creatures. Of course, that being made awkward by the fact that he can trade with 2 creatures here, though that does eat up his turn. And a block here, because I do still have, if I draw a land, I can play a 3 and a 2. And yeah, just in general, I think that's better than just playing out the Aven, which doesn't do a lot on this board. So yeah. I think that's where we are here. So, I assume you make the Force Mage not able to attack or block. I assume you want to kill Freeblade and Timberpack Wolf, because they threaten to get bigger and do other things. Another Void Mage would be awkward, clearly. With cards in my hand, I feel like if I can put a stop to this early onslaught from my opponent, I'm probably in good shape. But they may have a pretty good top end as well. They have a Whirler Rogue, which, if I had to list cards that don't suck, Whirler Rogue would be pretty high up on that list. Okay, I take 3 damage. I will take more than 3 damage. So, the question is, what, I was going to say the question is, do I block Void Mage or not? I think it's required that I do. Yeah. So I'll take 3. Opponent next turn can hit me for... Can pump twice, can hit me for 4, 5, 6 that way. Yeah. Yeah, that's rough. But, that's the world we live in. Alright, the Force Mage is the one I care the least about losing. So, yeah. Pretty sure the Free Blade gets killed here. But, yep, so... Bond's no attack? I feel like this is pretty important. Like, any points of damage may become very meaningful in this game. I pretty much have to do this. The question then is, do I attack? And I think I don't really have a choice. And that is an activated ability, right? Yes, I'm like 85% sure that's an activated ability. Yeah. Oh, hanging back I don't think does me any good. He's going to attack anyway, and he's not going to let me trade with it, so... So next turn I can go Aven into Cleric. Assuming I'm going to get hit here, clearly I don't know what they're going to play, but the uncommon that kills a tapped creature that I don't remember the name of would probably be quite good off the top here. I can play that and a Cleric, and I would feel pretty good about my position. I may just be dead. No, Sergeant. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Planes. Well, I could play 2 Avens, but I don't think that would be good enough. So I can play Aven and Cleric, hold everything back, and count on my opponent drawing nothing for a few turns? That doesn't sound like the worst thing in the world. Unfortunately, I think what would have to happen is I'm going to be at 6. I'm trying to think out blocks here now, because they're awkward. Because I don't want to block to live, I want to block to give myself a chance to win, which I'm pretty sure means I have to kill either the Sergeant or the Courser. Which involves putting the Aven in pretty serious damage, or pretty serious danger. I'll Stratus Walk the Courser. Alright. I get to draw a card off that. Yeah, okay, that kills me. That's right, I'd forgotten about that. To, yep, yep, that's 6 damage. Alright. I mean, gonna make them do it, but alright. Uh, that's unfortunate. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I should have played that differently. It could certainly be possible that it was supposed to. Maybe should have played out even instead of Force Mage? Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so has a Whirler Rogue. Volley's pretty good against Whirler Rogue. Also has a Stratus Walk. That's much less relevant. What here do I not like, if anything? I could bring in Ox to block, which I don't necessarily hate. I could replace Invocation, probably. Obviously that kind of gives me less reach in the late game, but I feel like if I've made it to 6 mana against this deck, I'll probably be okay. So yeah, so because I'm taking out a card that's not good in the early game to replace it with one that is, and I'm debating the cutting the Force Mage and doing Aerial Volley thing again. Like, I'm kind of, I don't know, because I feel like that's kind of putting me on the back foot, and maybe I shouldn't be doing that. Maybe I shouldn't be choosing to put myself on the back foot, but I think I'm gonna do it. Like, this is good in a race, but then again, he's in blue and red, so this is almost certainly going to be good. Ugh. I don't know. I'm gonna try this, and it may be terrible. Okay. All right. I'll run this. Yep. I mean, Ox isn't great, but it seems like the opponent's deck is probably pretty aggressive. I'm not attacking with the Ox. Thank you for asking. I appreciate you gave me the option, Magic Online, but rather not. Stratus Walk, you say? All right. Alright, playing an Aven, because it uses my mana better here. Clearly can't block, but already the green card is looking decent here. Oh, and a Shivan Reef. Rucky. I love how it acts like I can block. Sergeant. Not drawing a land is a little unfortunate, but drawing a cleric is pretty good. I probably should have played the free blade there, but I mean, it doesn't do anything in combat against a sergeant, so I'd rather play Leaf Gilder and ensure that I can play 2/2 drops next turn. Right. I was just making sure it could only block flyers, which could turn out to be relevant this game. I feel like I'm going to need to draw something at some point. A trick or a removal spell. Well, there goes my free blade. Could be my Aven. No, it is a free blade. Alright. Okay. I feel pretty okay with trading 2 for 2 here. So that's what I'm going to do. And run out 2 free blades. Because, I mean, my opponent doesn't know that I'm actually at 17. Of course, I don't know what's in their hand. Like, I have 2 more creatures, but they could have 4 spells. They could have 4 very relevant spells. Like if they jump the sergeant, that could be problematic. All right. I mean, I assume this is something good. Vial, okay, alright. A trick would be very good this turn. A trick would be awesome. Swift Reckoning, also good. Also good. Alright, so I can play around the mana leak on the Swift Reckoning. Yeah, I think at this point we are just trading 2 for 2. If they have like a bounce spell, I assume it's going to be used on the Aven and not the Gilder. That's why I'm not killing this first main. I'm hoping they try to mana link it and I can pay, but we'll see. And then I'll play a Timberpack Wolf. Again, Chandra's Ignition is the only card I can think of in red or blue that's an actual sweeper. I mean, there's the Upheaval, but I mean, at this point I'm feeling pretty good about my board. But again, they could definitely have things. And Warlord Rogue is a thing. It is a mess of a thing. I would not mind drawing card I sided in. Yeah, this is going to be a problem. Alright. My opponent has to block, right? Yes. They absolutely have to block. They absolutely have to block with... only have to block with one. So I assume they're trading with a free blade. Then I'm going to 13. They may make one of my creatures unable to attack. Yeah, so I'm at 13. I think attacking with all is fine. Except Ox. I could attack with Ox to send a message. Ox them a question, as it were. I'm not certain that's the way. It's the best way to do that. My thinking is, I swing all out, you trade with like 2 creatures, you can make that not block. Still seems like attacking is the thing to do, right? 2, 4, it's only 8. They can take it all, and they can hit me back for 2, 4, 6, 9. And again, they could have tricks. Could definitely have tricks. Yep, that's the blocks I was expecting. Opponent goes low and passes turn. I was going to say this could be a place where Invocation would be good, but I don't have the mana for it. So my opponent, if they don't have I mean, they have 3 cards in hand. I'm basically guaranteed to have a play. But depending on what that play is, they may not be able to attack. Oh, Void Mage bouncing Aven. Okay. Alright. That's unfortunate. I will grant you that is unfortunate. I take 2. Alright, so I have 2, 4, 5, 6 mana. I can empty my hand. Alright. Again, they could have the mana leak here. It is a thing they could have, but I'm not going to play around it. Yeah, they just eat, trade. Aspiring Aeronaut. Okay. Alright. Again, that aerial volley card would be very nice off the top. Very nice indeed. Okay, so my opponent has 2, 4, 6 blockers, and I have 5 attackers. Gilder trades for anything except a Sergeant. Avens definitely get through. I could jump the Ox. That would give me 6 attackers. Am I dead on the crackback? I don't think so, because this is 2, 4, 6, 8 damage coming in. I suppose I could block in a way that leaves them dead to Mighty Leap. Like block, block, Thopter, Thopter, Thopter. Make these unblocked. It plays into a trick. but I think I swing out, except for the ox, and leap something. Clearly I may regret this, but I think that's the play. Obviously, if they have disperse, this is very bad. Okay, so I can leap the wolf at this point, eat the sergeant, alright. If I were to jump this, I would want them in that order. Alright, what do I use leap on? I think I'll use it on the wolf. No, I use it on the Avon. Sergeant is less of a threat here than the flyers are. Again, the opponent could have bounce. They could also have, they don't have 2 instants or sorceries, so Fiery Impulse wouldn't do it on the Avon, which to be fair is another reason to do it on the Avon and not on the wolf. This could be, that'd only be 3 to the dome. These trade, this does get eaten, these trade. Right, these 2, they'll have a Thopter, a Sergeant, and I'll have a 2/4 Avon, a 1/3 Avon, and an Ox. And this is Disperse on the Avon, right? Yep. It's not a huge surprise, but I can't just replay the Avon. It's not amazing for me, but it is a thing I can do. And that could have been, that could have been wrong. I will definitely admit that that could have been wrong. Claustrophobia on the 2/4 Avon. Okay. But I do have 5 mana. Guardian Automaton. Alright. Pretty soon, opponent is going to be able to make attacks. Actually, this turn, opponent will be able to make attacks. They can swing out and deal 5 to me. That's not good. To be fair, we're both top decking at this point. Yeah, that's a problem. My opponent probably has 2 of those. Yep. Take 3. Alright. What do I kill with naturalists? I assume I just have to kill Claustrophobia. If I kill the Thopter, that doesn't do a ton. This still being tapped is unfortunate. It might be this. I might need to give my opponent 3 life. But I can do that by blocking. Yeah. Yeah. Alright. Yep. I think it gives me the best chance of winning this game if I blow up the claustrophobia. Yes, I would like to use that ability. And I would like to pass the turn. And again, my opponent is live to draw something. They have 7 mana. They could draw pretty much anything. There are not many cards in the format they can't play. On the plus side, if they play all Hammerat, they can't name anything. On the downside, if they play all Hammerat, there's a 5/5 flyer I'd have to deal with. And this is sort of why I went for the attack in one when I did. I didn't, you know, I felt like it probably wasn't getting any better for me as the game went on. At this point, we're both top decking, and I feel like that gives me something of a better shot. Again, that could be wrong. Yeah, I can't serve here. Can I? I guess I could serve with the 2/4. He can't block. He can't block to kill it. Yeah. Could have a card, I suppose. But, yeah, I mean, using that attack as a removal spell is a thing. I mean, again, I feel like if we just sit here and look at each other, it probably favors my opponent. They have a decent amount of 2-for-1s in their deck. So, run it back. I should have attacked with a 1/3 instead this turn. That was a complete misplay. Play a plains and say go. To be fair, opponent could think I'm holding up Flare, but you probably have a decent read. Water Courser. That's not a card I want to see. That's actually quite good here. And Swift Reckoning is gone. Alright, so that's unfortunate. I kind of think Water Courser means I can't attack this turn. I have 3 blockers. Block. I go block, block, and put the, I guess I'd have to put the 1/3 there, and I take 5 damage. Yeah, no. This is awkward and interesting. So Vile is going to hit what? Naturalists? Vile is very bad for me. My opponent's deck is pretty decently set up to use 2 Vials too. I mean, you know, these sort of aggressive oriented cards plus things like Jessian Thief. Oh wow. Just sitting here. I mean, I assume they're just sitting here. If you were attacking, I can't imagine you would not want to attack with a thief. Yeah, that's a pretty serious punt. Like, I don't know if it's gonna, really swing how the game goes, but yeah, that's a definite misplay. I think thief is definitely something my opponent would be wanting to attack with here. It's Ophidian with upside. That's very, very good. Kind of makes me think they have something else in hand. Clearly, I don't know that for sure, but okay. So I can hit 4, 2, 4, 5 in the air. I guess I go for that. I'm pretty much dead if that doesn't work out, but even though I just said I think my opponent has something, I think it's decently likely that they actually don't. Nothing else has flying, right? Yeah, and this is flying, flying, flying. 2, 4, 5. And it could well be that that misplay does cost them the game here if they don't have anything. And again, they very much could have something. And if they do, it's very bad for me. I guess it does kind of depend on what it is. If it's disperse, it's bad, but it's not the worst thing in the world. Disperse on the 2-4. Alright. Okay. It is definitely bad. It's pretty likely to get my opponent to alpha. Block. Block, block. Take 3. I mean, no reason to not rep flare here. No reason to not. Alright, so again, block with Naturalist, block with Avon, block with Ox. Let's block with Avon, block with Ox, take 3. Clearly I could die here, but opponent has to have something to make that happen. Yep, okay. Good deal. I don't have a ton of time left for game 3, but I have some. That was an interesting game. Without that punt, maybe my opponent wins. What was I going to draw next? Jeez. The flood was real. So, I liked Ox over Invocation in that game. When I drew volley, it was good. It would have been even better earlier. I don't really see anything else I would really want over what I have in the main deck. Never seen this card. Wingmare. I mean, he has a bunch of Thopters. That doesn't seem great. Grasp doesn't seem good against somebody with 2 disperses. Yeah, no. I mean, I could cut like a Mighty Leap for a Wingmare or a Knight or a Mist, but those are cheap enough. I think I can get them in. It makes bonds worse, but I don't think I can cut bonds either. So yeah, just gonna run it back like this, and see. Either way, I've enjoyed this match. Obviously, I would really like to win, and obviously I cannot mulligan this hand fast enough. Well, this is worse, but excuse me, this is better, but not by a ridiculous amount. But I'm not going to 5. I have a 2-drop and a 3-drop hand here. I mean, I could have drew Anointer off the top and just had the actual insaniest, but, you know, here we are. Second Free Blade ain't bad. Won't lie. Watercourser, Chief the Foundry. Okay. Alright. Free Blade, Anointer. That sets up a pretty good attack next turn. Again, if my opponent has nothing. Whirler Rogue. Ooh. That is very good here. Oh my. Unfortunately, that's not a kill spell, so it doesn't work exactly the way I would like. If I attack, do they go... I feel I'm pretty okay attacking with both. I have Leap and Anointer Pump. Yeah. This trick could be very good here, depending on what my opponent does. And I mean, this isn't... I was gonna say this isn't the most insane attack ever if I have nothing, but it's a pretty insane attack if I don't have nothing. Oh. Oh, really? This is dirty. This is filthy. I mean, it may not be game winning, but this is a good turn for me. Obviously, I would be happier if I had a 2-drop to play now, but... Oh, oops. Yeah, I did click it. That's fair. But still... I've dealt with her Whirler Rogue, and that's a pretty good place to be in. And Anointer is still standing pretty tall here with any attack I make. Alright, I can certainly appreciate if my opponent is looking to race here. I mean, that may well be their hand. Automaton. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Yeah, if I attack with this, it just trades for an automaton. Alternatively, I could trade this Free Blade for an automaton. Yeah. This is a tough board state. I I could bluff a trick, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to hold back. That may be wrong. My opponent has cards in hand, so again, clearly that could be wrong, but I want to set up a turn where I have a little more option. If I had a tactician, that would be really insane to draw here. But I still have cards that are very good. Enshrouding Mists would be quite good. Rock Maulers would even be fine on the board, with the way the board is set up now. Actually, I think almost all of my spells would be quite good here. Yoke Dogs, not so much. The other card I boarded in, maybe not so much. Okay, maybe that would have been a reason to trade. That would make War Oracle a much better draw, since that would help us race a considerable amount. And now my opponent has a play, right? All right, well. They're all vigilant. That's pretty good. Now, am I just dead? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm pretty close to dead. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that's awkward. Yeah, just kill the Thopter. It's getting pumped. I'm pretty sure I'm dead here, but I mean, definitely gonna play it out. The Swift Reckoning would be quite good, clearly. Yeah, Swift Reckoning would be very good here. I may get punished for not trading my 2 for their 4. But it felt like the right choice at the time. How much damage am I presenting here? 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Obviously I'm dead in the air if I don't draw something. Alright, well, I guess I'm not dead if my opponent blocks with the Chief, but they have no reason to do so. Clearly going to make, okay, Castellan not able to block, and then they won't block. This is unfortunate. I'm really sad to lose this game. And it may well be that I should have attacked with this free blade on the turn. On the turn that I didn't. It's especially disappointing I got that, good feeling play on the Whirler Rogue, which was not nearly as impressive as it felt, for sure, and still lost to Flyers. Wait. No, no. This does not work the way I had hoped it would. Still, double block there. That's unfortunate. I'm still not sure if that was a misplay or not, but yeah. So that's losing in the finals of of the first pot of a 64-player draft. That was playing for 5 packs and a free draft. So it's a little disappointing, but yeah, 4 packs is still good. Thanks for watching. See you next time.